Alright guys, it's Jack from Peach Guitars here. We're still at NAMM 2019 in the Fender room. There's tons of stuff going on here, so we're slowly working our way around. Joined by Al here, and we're going to start out with the Rarities section of the room. There's some pretty cool stuff on the wall behind us. We've picked out probably the nicest one.
I think you're right. This is the one with the most bling, right? So the concept here with the Rarity series is this is the top of the heap as far as the quality and level of elegance that we do on the regular production line that's non-custom shop. So all these instruments are $24.99.99. And they feature things like cool pickups, flamey woods, solid rosewood necks, all that kind of thing. I picked this one out to focus on because it's my particular favorite, but it's a flame koa top over a beautiful ash body. And we've got these really interesting pickups. Tim Shaw helped us design some new pickups, Hot 59s and a Tim Shaw designed humbucker with these gold appointments. This is just a beauty to behold. So again, these are all the highest end upscale appointments as far as the woods. If you want to quickly look behind us, we have a Strat that's a thin line with a solid rosewood neck. Just below that is another solid rosewood neck Strat with a quilt top. And you'll notice that we were using flame ash tops, special colors. This happens to be natural. That's a plasma burst you're looking at right there. This is a natural chambered Tele with a flame maple top. If you look, it's got two halves. Wow. It's roasted alder with a flame maple top, and there's chambers in there, so it's incredibly light. A flame maple top Strat in this beautiful new golden brown color using our new double tap humbucker. The S1 switch activates the double tap. Basically that splits the humbucker into a single coil, but the single coil is beefed up to match the other single coils. Great new pickup, the double tap pickup. This is the flame koa top Strat, a flame ash top jazz bass. Pure vintage 64 pickups mated with this incredible quilted top. Look at that, black binding and an ash back. It's a quilt top Telecaster.
There's some really smart stuff here.
Red mahogany top, figured red mahogany with all gold hardware, ash back, tortoiseshell binding. So it's basically just the best stuff that we can possibly do. So binding, flame, solid rosewood necks, all across the board.
This is Fender showing off, really.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And pickup-wise, what kind of things have we got going on here in the from roughly speaking from Teles to Strats? What kind of pickup?
Well, we're covering the gamut here. This has a set of custom shop pickups. These are brand new design from Tim Shaw. Some of these feature our 54 custom shop pickups. Some of the Strats have 65. So it's a combination of custom shop, our pure vintage, and some brand new pickups that Tim Shaw designed. But basically, it's all our best sounding stuff.
Nice. The greatest hits.
Yeah.
With a nicer album cover than you usually
Greatest
see.
hits packaged in a nice, gaudy body.
Really nice. These are rarities indeed, so you guys are going to want to get on these quickly.
Yeah, they're very limited. They're coming out once every month. One will start going on sale in dealers starting in April all the way through December. So there's 9 models, and one will ship each month. So get them while they're hot because they are limited, and usually they go quite fast.
Great. All right, thanks for that insight, Al. Let's move around the room. Yeah, we're still in Fender world, and we're looking at alternate reality. What does it all mean? Tell me about it, Al.
Well, in the alternate reality, we won't just make Strats and Teles. We'll try new shapes and do all sorts of weird things. Actually, this is kind of carrying on our idea from the parallel universe, which is to stretch out with our design ideas, try new shapes, mix and match Fender elements to try and come up with something new. There are some traditional things and wild things in this series. First of all, we have this Tenor Tele. This is kind of just a fun Telecaster. It's about 3/4 size. The scale length is 22 3/4. Tim Shaw designed pickups, so although they're diminutive in size, they sound huge. They're actually legitimate, awesome pickups.
Wow.
This is a 4-string that can be tuned. We normally, out of the case, tune it to the top 4 strings of a regular 6-string, but you can tune it different ways, and it's a great kind of alternative sound to have on a track or a live show to have somebody have a different voicing using this little Tele. Very fun.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Powercaster, which is a brand new design for the shape of the body. One of our model shop guys named Alex Perez designed a prototype that had this body shape. We had it hanging in the office for so long. Everybody that came in wanted to play it, wanted to touch it, and we knew that he was onto something. So the Powercaster was born. It's got this beautiful new body shape, an interesting pickup combination with an atomic humbucker and a Fender JP90, roasted maple neck with a Pal Ferro fretboard. and a stop tail piece and adjustomatic bridge. It's really fun to play. It is 24 3/4 scale, so a little shorter scale, makes the strings a little bit easier to bend and gives it a little more oomph. Just a very fun instrument to play, the Fender Powercaster. Next up is kind of something from Fender's vintage past, the Electric 12.
I love that.
We've been getting asked for many years to redo this guitar. It's very iconic with the hockey stick, as we call headstock.
Yeah.
So many musicians have used this on so many records, so we decided to redo it. The one thing we changed from the vintage model is we put a 3-way toggle that's a little bit easier to use than the rotary switch that's on the vintage. But this is a true electric 12 string, right down to the 12 saddle bridge and the split coil pickups. That's the Electric 12, available in Lake Placid Blue and 3-tone, so it's just a very incredibly cool thing from Fender's past.
Nice, I like that a lot.
Here's an example of us mixing and matching different Fender elements. This is the Fender 66. It's a shrunken down jazz bass body turned into a 6-string Fender guitar with kind of a big headstock Strat neck mated to it with chrome covered HSS pickups. It's got a Strat 5-way so you can get traditional Strat style switching with the pickups. And it's called the 66 because the jazz bass was born in 1960, but it has 6 strings instead of 4, so that's why 66.
Lots of sixes.
But that's just a fun thing. Ash body on all the different colors. There's a Daphne blue. This is great, very 70s vibe with the big headstock and the black guard over ash. Just a very fun guitar to play. These are pickups borrowed from the Players series. It sound fantastic.
Okay. And lastly,
this is something that was very popular from our Parallel Universe series, the Meteora. That one, if you saw it, featured a Telecaster bridge and Telecaster pickups and control plate. The first thing people said to us when we debuted this last year was, wow, that would look amazing with humbuckers. And we had already been working on that in the background, so we said, wait a second, you might be pleasantly surprised in the near future. So this is the Meteora with 2 humbuckers. These are humbuckers, again, borrowed from our Player series. They sound fantastic. The controls are very interesting, 2 volumes in a tone. There's a little push button there that you can hardly see that allows you to decide which volume knob is closer to the bridge pickup. We had a big debate about which volume should be closer to the bridge, and everyone said, well, I always play the bridge more, so I want that to be the bridge volume. A couple people raised their hand and said, no, I use the neck more often. I want this volume knob to be the neck.
that is a fantastic idea.
So we put a knob and a button in there so you can switch which tone knob is closer to the pickup. And there's also a coil split, so you can get single coil tones on both humbuckers.
Nice.
This is available in 3 colors as well: candy apple red, Lake Placid blue, and this is surf green. And a nice string through body treatment here with an adjustomatic bridge. So this is kind of a different, more rock style version of our Meteora, and it's been getting a lot of interest from people. So that's basically the 5 models that we're introducing in the new alternate reality series.
Brilliant. And they're all from the Mexico factory?
Yes, these are made in Ensenada. Price point here is $9.99 on the Electric 12 and the Meteora. This is US. And then $8.99 for the 66 and the Powercaster, and the Tenor Tele is $4.99 US. So sorry, I don't know how to translate that into
no, we're all looking at relatively
sterling pounds.
Obtainable guitars for some guys out there, who just want guitars are supposed to be toys. So if you want something a little bit different to play around with, these are some really great offerings from Fender. I think.
Thank you.
Very exciting.
We'll let you plug in when we're done here, so you can try it yourself.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Right, hey guys, it's Jack from Peach Guitars. We're at NAMM 2019 in the Fender world. There's been a big name kicking around NAMM this year. Don't really need to introduce who it is, but tell me all about these fantastic Telecaster guitars.
So the Jimmy Page Telecaster, it's kind of a monumental thing for us. Not a lot of people know that Zeppelin 1 was recorded with a Telecaster, and the famous solo from Stairway to Heaven, that was a Telecaster. So there's a great story behind the Jimmy Page Telecaster. Jeff Beck actually gifted a Telecaster to Jimmy Page when they were in the Yardbirds together, and he was using that guitar then. In the psychedelic era mindset kind of thing, Jimmy Page decided to put some mirrors. It's basically like a 50s Tele with ash body and blonde. He decided to adorn the guitar with mirrors to reflect the light and look really cool, psychedelic on stage.
Yeah.
Then later he decided to take the mirrors off. He sanded the body down to its rare finish, and then created this art over on the other one that we'll talk about in a sec.
Yeah,
so basically this is a recreation of the Yardbirds era mirror Telecaster. This is great because we have pickups that have been custom voiced to match the pickups that were on Jimmy's guitar, a custom neck shape to match his, which is kind of a thicker, or not as thick a U as you would think, a U shape. It's kind of a mid-size. It's got a beautiful ash body with white blonde, so it's a really nice 50s Tele. Another cool thing about this is it's a dual top load or string through.
Yeah, great.
Jimmy had a guitar that had a top load and string through, which baffled us because at the time I think they were only using top load, but his had both. So we made this top load, or if you string through. If you flip it over on the back, you can see that you can either do a top load or string through. We've got it string through right now, and it gives you a little bit of a different tone when you string it through the top of the bridge. But the other cool,
bit more bite, isn't it? Yeah.
The cool thing about this is we include the mirrors and a coil cable and a strap and a certificate of authenticity. We do not mount the mirrors out of the case. You can do that yourself because we give you the mirrors, but we allow you to choose whether you want to do that. So that's the Jimmy Page mirror Telecaster. Okay. So as I stated before, he decided to take the mirrors off and then finally decided to sand down the finish to its raw ash.
And this is what most people are going to recognize.
Exactly, because this is the one that he used when he joined Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And this is the one that was Led Zeppelin 1 recorded with. It looked like this. So it's an ash body with his famous hand-painted art on there that we've reproduced. It's got a top loader bridge and the same kind of custom voiced Jimmy Page pickups, the same kind of U-shaped neck on here. And this also comes with a cable and a strap. But this is the regular Jimmy Page Telecaster. That one was the Jimmy Page Mirror Telecaster. Our custom shop is also making a version of each of these. So we're kind of going Jimmy Page hog wild because we love him so much.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly.
When you got this name on board.
This is one of the most iconic instruments in rock, right up there with Strats for Hendrix, and we've been wanting to do this for a long time, so we're really excited about this.
So no top loader bridge on this one?
Exactly.
Just string through, yeah?
It's both. Top loader, string through, your choice.
Oh, it is still a top loader bridge?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right, great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, what more can you say about Jimmy Page's Telecasters? Yes. Nice. Yeah, nice bit of insight there, Al. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Guys, check out peachguitars.com for all the details. I'm sure you're going to want these, so thanks for watching. Right, hey guys, Jack from Peach Guitars here at Fender in Fender World for NAMM 2019. We're going to focus on the American Performer series here with Al from Fender. We're just going to give you kind of a general overview of what's new. Where does the American Performer series kind of fit into the lineage of American models?
Well, this is actually replacing our American Special line, and this sits right at the entry level of the U.S. stuff that we make.
Okay.
So these are in the U.S. $10.99 for the guitars, so it's pretty much the entry level into the U.S. made stuff. So as such, we expanded the line to include a lot of new models. Let's talk about this one right here. This is the American Performer Stratocaster. One of the features that all the guitars share, and the basses, is our new Yosemite Pickups. Right. We did a lot of work with Tim Shaw, our pickup guru, to design these pickups. A lot of these pickups feature Alnico 4 magnets, which we don't usually use, and they're also shellac dipped on the single coils, which is a different way of potting them. Normally we pot pickups with wax. These single coils are shellac dipped. And believe it or not, that makes a difference in the tone. It's a little bit more open, a little bit more overtones that you can actually hear. So the Yosemite pickups are a big deal. The Strats and all the other guitars actually feature jumbo frets, which is better for easier bending, and nice, slick, smooth satin necks that are modern C-shape, so they're not too big but not too thin. This Strat also has a nice push-pull knob that allows you to add the neck pickup into these positions that don't have it. So you can get, if you're in the bridge and you pull it out, you can get kind of like a Tele style switching.
Okay, yeah.
And if you're in this position and you pull the knob out, you get all 3 pickups on.
Nice.
So there's some extra tonalities in there that are very useful and fun to play. There's also a lot of new colors that we offer. This happens to be Penny, which is a new kind of metallic copper, which is really,
Looks
really
great,
beautiful.
yeah.
We have Honeyburst, Aubergine down here. Another great thing about the guitars are these new classic gear tuners. A lot of people in the past have told me that they prefer the look of a vintage tuner, but all our modern guitars use modern tuners that have different shaped buttons and different shaped backs that house the gears. So what we did with this is we created tuners that mount just like our modern tuners, so no screws attach these to the headstock. It's mounted with a nut and 2 guiding pins to prevent them from moving laterally, just like all our modern tuners, but they look completely vintage, and on the inside, it's an 18:1 gear ratio, so they're modern gears on the inside. So they look completely vintage, but they mount and perform like modern tuners, which is really cool.
Nice. That was a lot of information there.
That is.
That's great. I always love to see a big headstock on a Strat as well.
Yeah,
it's
the
nice
70s
to see
thing,
that.
I dig that too. Hendrix played that, and I've always loved that look.
Great.
So here's some of the satin colors: Lake Placid Blue, Satin Surf Green. We noticed a lot of satins driving around in Mercedes and BMWs. They're all satin these days. So we thought we'd try some satin finishes, and they came out great.
Yeah.
So the series includes a Strat with a humbucker. The double tap humbucker is brand new. It allows you to split the humbucker, and then it untaps the unsplit coil at a higher output level, so it matches the other single coils properly. So there's some new technology there. That's the new double tap humbucker. The Telecaster, obviously, we have to have a Telecaster in the series.
Yeah.
So
let's talk Tele.
Yeah. Honeyburst. This is a new finish here. Brass saddles like a Tele should have. It's got jumbo frets for ease of bending. New Yosemite pickups that are shellac dipped. Modern C neck with a nice satin finish. And we've also offered a Tele with a humbucker in the neck. That's kind of the Keith Richards thing. A lot of people love a humbucker in the neck. We don't offer a lot of Tele models with a chrome covered humbucker. And again, this has a coil split. This is a double tap humbucker, brand new technology where one of the coils is overwound, but it's tapped at a lower output level in humbucker mode. And when you pull this knob out, it splits that coil off and untaps it at a higher output level, so it actually sounds like a real full-throated single coil that mates with the other single coil well.
Right.
Kind of neat technology there.
Yeah.
So some of the Tele colors are vintage white, satin surf green, the aubergine. That's a Tele, American Performer, and American Performer Tele HS. We've also added Mustangs and Jazzmasters to the line.
Great.
Jazzmaster has a trem, Strat trem instead of a Jazzmaster trem, so that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And a full complement of basses too. On the other end, you'll see some P's and J's and American Performer Mustang bass as well. So at the entry point, we've got a little something for everybody.
It's really nice. It's a nice big upgrade to the specials, especially.
Absolutely. Better pickups, you know, it's got special switching, the addition of basses and some offsets. It's really nice.
Yeah, great. I'm excited to check a few of these out. I think that they look and sound fantastic from what I've heard. And I think it's great to have this much variety.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much. We're really proud of the new American Performer series, and you can see them using those on the demo stage today, too.
All right. Guys, keep a close eye on peachguitars.com. There's going to be tons of these models available. So thanks for watching.